What's up, everybody? What's good? My name is Rob Trujillo. Excited to be back with you to do another watch along. We'll be watching some Thursday night football between the Packers and the Lions, which I think is a fun matchup for Thursday night. I do have a bet in on the game already because I am a degenerate. No, I'm not. But I've got Packers +3 right now. The line has been very interesting. It was just 1.5 earlier today, and then went up to 2.5, and I decided to buy it up to 3. So I paid a little bit more for it. But I think it's worth it. I like the 3 points. So I'd love to hear if you've got any bets on the game. A reminder, if you don't have somewhere to watch, you can watch this game for free on Twitch, and the Twitch handle is @Prime Video. So if you are searching for a way to watch, that is how you can watch along with me. And if you watch on that, we'll be on the same stream and on the same clock and on the same time watching the same thing. So feel free to clue into that and watch this game with me. Packers, I don't think have been getting enough credit, though I don't think they're great. I just don't think they're garbage. Lions, I think, have been getting too much credit, though, again, I think they're pretty good. Everybody is making them out to be world beaters, and I just don't know that I'm there yet on them. So I took Packers +3, and I'll be looking to put a bet in on the Lions at some point tonight. If I can get some plus points on them, that'd be great. But I also think that Packers are going to come out hyped after a crazy win on Sunday. I think that place is going to be crazy. I always like the home teams on Thursday Night Football. Not having to travel, I feel like, is a huge advantage for that specific game. So, yeah, that's kind of my thought process. I still don't like this camera. Why is it being weird today? Try that. All right, 3rd and 11 already. Picked off. Wow, what a way to start. What a way to start for the Packers. Just awesome. Just awesome when you got the Packers +3. An early score here would be awesome. Reminder, if you don't have anywhere to watch, you can watch for free on Twitch. Love if you opened up one window for them, one window for me, hung out, told me your bets. Let's hang out and watch some football, man. Okay, so Jordan Love. Who is he really is what I like. The main thing I got to know. I think they got a good defense. I think they got a decent offensive line. I think they've got good running backs. I think their wide receivers are okay. But all said, you can do some damage that way if your quarterback is good. We'll have to wait and see about Jordan, of course. That wasn't a good start, I'll tell you that much. Last thing you want to do there is take a sack. Not that it necessarily knocks them out of field goal range, but you just don't want to keep pushing that field goal back further and further. You want to Make sure you get that 3 points to start the game. What's up, everybody jumping in? Let me know your bets. Let me know who you bet on. Got any fantasy implications tonight? A survivor pick? Anything like that? I'd love to hear it all. I got Packers +3 as the pregame line. And I'm definitely going to be looking to middle it if I can and get a bet down on Detroit at some point. But Detroit kicking a field goal here is great for me. I would have preferred a touchdown, obviously, because I am going to be looking to try to get Lions plus points. So they'll have to build a pretty big lead for that. I don't know that I'll get that. I might just do Lions money line at some point, but we'll see. A reminder, this game is available for free on Twitch. Love if you opened up a window there and a window for me and hung out and watched some football. Would be awesome. But hop in the chat. Let me know what you got. Also excited, I set up a bunch of alerts. I set up a couple alerts. And so if you end up subscribing or following, we're going to have a new little thing that pops up. I'm excited to see that for the first time. Reminder, I do my NFL betting show with Sterling on Sunday mornings. That's 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Pacific. We'll do it, and then we'll put it up as a video on demand, so if you don't get it right off the bat, you can always watch it back later. But happy to answer fantasy questions and betting questions for that, too. We go through and pick literally every game, and I'm not just picking games. I sit there and I put bets in on every single one of them. So love doing that. It was a lot of fun last week. We'll keep doing that on Sundays for sure. Little question of the day action. Tell me about your worst interview. I am interviewing candidates for a job at my work right now, and just made me think about all the horror stories that you have. Of course, all the worst stuff happens to you when you're headed to the interview like that. For me, I had so many different things happen. One, my suit jacket tore. Another one, had a little diarrhea that I had to try. I had to be like, all right, do I have enough time to try this before I go into this interview, or do I have to hold it and sit there through the interview with it? Because you don't get to decide when it's over. You know what I mean? So, but we had a kid today who came in and he took the bus to the interview, and the bus got rear-ended, and he was almost late to the interview, but he left himself enough time that he was able to get there on time. So props to him for that. But yeah, wondering what your worst interview story is. Made me think of that today. So welcome everybody in. Appreciate y'all joining us. Remember, you can watch this game at Prime Video and open up a couple of tabs and have one on that and one on me would be awesome. Love hearing what your bets are, so on and so forth. All right, can Goff turn this around now? Tough start throwing that pick. They were in some trouble on that first drive anyway, but the pick was real tough. If I'm the Packers, I'm going to be trying to send a little extra pressure towards them. I want to try to speed them up just a little bit and make them uncomfortable. Yeah. See, and this is what they did in the first series, too. It's just run, play. And I know you want to try to establish the run, but you got to get your QB in a flow a little bit. I might have called it an easy little pass there. Quick little hitter. See, run, run. Last time it netted you 3rd and 11. Does it get the first down this time? 3rd and 1 this time. So, but how do you help Goff calm down, settle in that way, you know? Pound it in, get a first down. All right, so we got 1st and 10. Goff. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Just a nice little quick, easy pass for him. Because I think Goff is a guy who really needs everything to be functioning the way it's supposed to function. Like he's not an off script guy. Um, so you just get him a nice little check down here to start off with. Find him maybe a screen next and see if I can't get him in a little bit of a rhythm. 2nd and 7, it's the same thing as running the ball. You know what I mean? 3rd and 7 now. And I know Dan Campbell, the brand new Lions want to try to run the ball and establish the run. Um, gosh, I just feel like their weapons on the outside are so dynamic. Laporta at the tight end and Amon-Ra St. Brown and speak of the devil and he shall appear. Now they're right back into field goal range. It's beautiful. Line's 2.5 still. Probably flip back when the Lions got into field goal range here. See, he's just such a mismatch, though. It's just so much bigger. Wide open, touchdown. See, and I was going to do an Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown tonight, and I decided not to. Should have done it. Just like that. Detroit on top. Let's see. They had to blow this coverage. Oh, he slipped. That's why. But still, why are you coming up like that? Yeah, just lost his footing. Ooh. Just good. Just like that. What a march down the field, too. Looks like Packers plus 3.5 right now. Interesting. Lions money lines minus 190. Don't love the odds on that. I'm gonna run some ads with them. I'll be back in a bit. Hi, welcome back, everybody. Our commercial question of the day is tell me your worst interview story. Doing some interviews for work this week, and poor kid took the bus to the interview and the bus got rear-ended, and so he was almost late, but he made it on time. I was proud of him for that. Uh, Start going through the NFL slate here a little bit when we get back. Starting with the Falcons and Jags from London. I'm not super big on the London games. I'm not a huge fan. Um, I know it's probably more bearable on the Coast where it's like a 9:30 start or something like that, but the 7:30 a.m. starts here are just brutal. Um, so I'm not a huge fan, but the Jags get to stay there for 2 weeks because their next game is against the Bills in London. And I feel like that's just such a huge advantage. But we'll see. The Jags need to start piling up some wins, man. It's a situation where you don't want to get too far behind the eight ball, even though I think I do think they have a good team. All right, Jordan Love coming back now. Time for him to have better than just a fourth quarter. Like keep pace here, you know what I mean? For that Jags Falcons game, I do like Bijan Robinson scoring a touchdown. I don't know. I just feel like anytime TD from him is a good bet there. Man, a sack to start for the Lions. It's weird. I don't know whether to call Jordan Love a young quarterback or not. Like my intuition there said, "Hey man, you gotta get rid of that ball. You don't have all day, but you have enough time back there that even if you don't see anything, you gotta throw it away. Throw it at somebody's feet. You know what I mean? Because now you start the drive with a negative play and you're 2nd and 16 without even blinking. You know, little rhythm slant didn't look very good. See, and I was hoping to in-game bet the Packers here at one point, and maybe that moment has already come and gone with them facing a 3rd and 16 on their own 14-yard line. And you're gonna have a holding penalty. Alan Eck. That's a name I'm gonna have to get acquainted with. First year NFL referee. Who's that? Bakhtiari? Just like that, Detroit getting the ball right back. Dang. This Packer team shooting itself in the foot right now. Good field position for the Lions. You got to turn this into points. How'd you feel having a stadium in your backyard? It's right outside, hanging out. I mean, it's got to be a hell of a view, right? Buffalo has the same thing. Similar, I should say. All right. Don't forget the commercial question. Tell me about your worst job interview. Something bad happened. Guy I was interviewing today, his bus got rear-ended. And that's not a dirty joke. That's just the reality of what happened. Falcons, Jaguars. Or Falgars, if you will. Game 2 of the day is the game of the day, if you ask me. 11 o'clock start, Miami at Buffalo. I think it's huge that Miami is going to Buffalo. They just have incredible speed. I mean, it is freaking mind-blowing, the speed that they have. I watched them play the Broncos last week, and it was just an absolute drubbing. And you could see the talent deficiency that the Broncos had on the field versus that Dolphins offense and defense, but offense mainly. Tua's great. It's just about, the year for them is about if Tua can stay healthy. Because they made it to the playoffs last year and they lost because they had Skylar Thompson quarterbacking. They gave the Bills a run for their money otherwise. So, all right. Can Goff and this offense go down, and you'll really take hold of this game. As good as it started for the Packers, I think it's going to feel real hopeless if you go right down the field and score here as the Lions. Good play action pass. Good ball fake. Bad throw. The Real Time Zoan. I like that name. Thanks for jumping in the chat for the first time. Thoughts on TCU and West Virginia this week? I haven't watched a lot of West Virginia, so I would be disingenuous if I told you I knew. But I think TCU is going to be on a revenge tour, especially through these first couple weeks, but throughout most of the season. After having lost to CU, I think they feel like a laughing stock a little bit. So I like betting TCU through the first half of the season. But like I said, I haven't watched a lot of West Virginia. Just kind of followed scores and stuff like that. They seem like they can hang. Game against Penn State, but they just don't. I don't think they're on the same level as TCU right now. Nice throw right down the middle of the field. The Real Time Zone, you got any money on this game? Hi, Gummy Worms. Thanks for jumping in the chat for the first time. But yeah, so as we're going through the games on the NFL slate, that Bills-Dolphins game I feel like is the game of the day. Bills' defense is really good. It's just about if you can slow down all that speed, Nice run. pick up, what, 7 on first down, 8? And when you get the play action going a little bit, that's what you do. You open up that run game for yourself. I think the Bills can score on that Dolphins defense. Broncos put up 3 touchdowns. Now, they had a couple called back on penalties. But the Broncos put up 3 touchdowns on that team. I think the Bills can do something similar, if not better. So, you know, the Chargers really did Max Duggan's dirty. Why? I don't even know what happened. I watched him a couple preseason games with them. They ship him off somewhere? Oh, thanks for the follow, Time Zone. Niners got Cowboys. Yeah, I hadn't gotten to that game yet. Is that a game this week? Who do the Niners got? Kittle plus CMC is a dream. Oh, dude, they're scary this year. They're scary this year for a lot of reasons. That's what happens when you don't have to pay a big quarterback contract, though. Cardinals, Niners. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a smoke show. Dude, that's what happens when you don't have to pay a massive quarterback contract. You know, you can afford to make Nick Bosa the highest paid defensive end, go get Hargrave in the offseason, you know, give up a bunch of draft capital for a running back with a very big contract. Because you got a seventh round quarterback, you know. So, yeah, they're very good. And if Brock Purdy keeps playing at that level, they are going to be scary for a few years here. Just because they can afford it. You know what I mean? It's so much easier to put together a team like that. As far as do the Niners got the Cowboys? Yeah, I think they're the better team. If I had to pick, I would pick the Niners right now. Into the end zone, touchdown, and I should have. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Gatorade. You know, as soon as the Packers picked it and put up a field goal, I thought to myself, man, I should bet Lions money line right now because it might not get better than this. And just like that, right down the field twice, 2 touchdowns. And now it feels a little bit desperate for the Packers in the freaking first quarter. They benched him to the practice squad because they weren't going to keep Herbert. But then they decided to keep him. Oh, I think they were going to keep Herbert either way. But Duggan's one of those guys that, like, he's just going to grind for a little while, and I think he'll get a shot eventually filling in for somebody that's injured. And he'll just have to do the same thing he did at TCU last year. You know what I mean? Like, come in and just kind of blow everybody's minds. He's a gamer, dude. He's on a different level when it comes to his competitiveness, and that's the kind of thing that he's going to have to do. But he's going to have to prove he can do it in the NFL. You know what I mean? 7th round pick, you're not getting any free passes. So, Gatorade, I need Love to put up some yards for my fantasy. Yeah. Well, good news. He's down by 11, so I think they'll start slinging it a little bit. I'm excited to see what Love is in general. So, hopefully they start tossing it around the yard a little bit. Yeah. You got any other bets? Any other fantasy players in this thing, Gatorade? Same thing for you, Time Zone. Our commercial question of the day. I want to know. You got to tell me what your worst interview experience was. I had. I've been doing interviews for my 9 to 5. Been conducting interviews for him, and a kid was on a bus. Took a bus to the interview today, and the bus got rear-ended, so he was almost late. But he still made it on time, which is impressive. So I want to know what your worst interview story is. Tell me something that went wrong when you when you went on an interview. Yeah, time zone. I agree with you, man. Listen, that team had some crazy stuff happen. TCU last year, that Baylor game was crazy. Like they had some nuts stuff go down. But he deserves all the credit in the world. And like I said, man, there will come a time where he plays minutes in the NFL, and he's gonna just have to do the same thing he did at TCU. Did you? Yeah, I like 10 years ago, I was I've got 6 fantasy teams guy. And then like 2 or 3 years ago, a couple of my friends had kids, and I switched jobs, and all of a sudden I just found I didn't have any leagues. Like all of a sudden. It was very strange. But like 2 of my leagues ended, and those were the last 2 that I had. And so I went into a season without a fantasy team for the first time in like forever. And it was very peaceful. I was shocked how much I enjoyed not necessarily having the all the fantasy to worry about. Yeah, 2 is not bad. Two is pretty chill, Gatorade. I agree with you. But when you get to like 5 or 6, like you're playing guys who are playing for you in a different league, and so you're rooting for them, but only a little bit, only kinda. You know what I mean? So it gets kind of crazy. I think you got to respond here if you're Green Bay. If you punt this ball back to them another time, um, that offense for their slow start is absolutely cooking right now. So I think you got to put together a little drive here if you're Green Bay. I only have 175 in total, so I'm not too stressed. Oh, that's good. 150. Yeah, I mean, if you can keep the money amounts, not ridiculous, it definitely helps. Time's Owen with our commercial question answer, our first one of the day. Bro, I drove 30 minutes to an interview with Coca Cola like a week ago and then found out from a friend that they put a seasonal worker in that position full time. Pissed me off. Yeah, that would piss me off too. But you've never had something like bad happen to you? Like one time I had some bubble guts right before an interview, and it was like, do I have time to go into the bathroom and knock this out? Or am I going to end up having to sit through that interview? And you don't decide when that interview ends. They decide when that interview ends. You know what I mean? So, but that was one of my worst times. Didn't even have the gas money for it. No cap. Yeah, I feel that. Dude, that's brutal. And like sometimes they feel like they're doing you a favor, like, oh, we'll give them a courtesy interview. And it's like, no, man, if you're just going to give the job to somebody else, like if you know who you're giving it to, just give them the job. I don't need to waste my time. And like you're saying, gas money, effort, all that. Man, that's tough for the Green Bay offense. 2 3 and outs, and Detroit just slams down the field with 2 touchdowns on that. You're in a bad way right now. That Green Bay defense has to stem the tide here. This could get real ugly real quick. Yeah, Gatorade, I'm with you. A reminder, we do a Sunday NFL pregame show. Mostly betting advice, some fantasy advice. You can come kick it. 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific. Me and my boy Sterls do it. We go through every game of the day, and I don't just throw stuff out there. I am actually betting it right as we're talking about it right there with you. So feel free to jump in on that Sunday mornings. And then if you can't be there right when we start, we do put it up as a video on demand. And because we do it so early, you can probably get the VOD in before the games start if you want. So, all right, big drive here for the Packers D. Oh, what a catch. Was that Reynolds? Oh, nice, Gatorade. I'm a big Bills fan, so Josh Allen's my dude. I'm about that life. Um, I'm trying to remember the name of the junior college that you guys went to. Were you there at the same time as him or after? Oh boy. Oh boy. Lions flying down the field right now. Time zone. I'm just reading your story about heading to the Love's truck stop. Yeah, man, that's how I was feeling, and I was like, am I gonna fit this in before I go to that interview? You know what I mean? It can, yeah, it can mess you up. Yeah, Reedley Gatorade, yes, Reedley for sure. Man, who doesn't like watching Allen play? Like I'm definitely biased, of course, but he's just like he's a dog, man. Like the way he balls is just don't take no for an answer kind of thing. Yeah, his story's great too, 100%. But Reedley, yeah. All right, what's next on our NFL slate here? Oh, Broncos Bears. Oh God, and I have to watch it too. I do the Broncos post game show. I do sports talk radio here in Denver, and I do the Broncos post game show. Um, I'm in Denver. I was born in Buffalo, but I lived in Denver most of my life, and I do now too. So I work for the Avs and Nuggets station, um, and I do the Broncos post game show for them. And so I have to watch the battle of the 0-3 teams today, or Sunday rather. Um, it's amazing to me that a team gave up 70 points and is 3.5 point favorites right now to beat the Bears. But it just goes to show you how bad of a situation the Bears are in right now. Um, as far as matchup wise, listen, I think Eberflus knows he's going to get fired if he does not and Justin Fields is going to lose his job too. And I think they're going to look at each other and be like, "We're going to use your legs from now on. We're going to use your legs from now on." And they're just going to start running him all over the yard. Oh yeah, Gatorade, you didn't see it last week? Miami put up 70 on the Broncos, and it was an easy 70. Like they could have put up 80, 90. Like it was an easy 70 that they put up. Time zone, you're a hockey fan? Rangers, get out of here. Are you just a front runner, time zone? Yeah, Gatorade. It was crazy. It was, I mean, one of the bigger ass beatings I've ever seen. And like they put in their backup quarterback, they were just running the ball. You know what I mean? Like they weren't trying to score 70, and the Broncos defense was just that bad. It's a kind of a modern record. 73 has been done a couple times, and 72 has been done a couple times, but it was way back in like the 1960s or 50s. So it's kind of like a modern day NFL record. But it was a drubbing, man. Lions about to score again. This one could get ugly too. Bears, no, they scored a couple times. They played the Chiefs. It was like 41-10 or something like that last week. The famous Taylor Swift game. But yeah, Bears and Broncos play this week, and I have to watch it and do a post-game show for it. So it'll be interesting to see if the Broncos can get their defensive legs back underneath them. And the Bears, oh man, you got to figure out what they're doing on offense, man. All right, 3rd and goal. This is a big play here for the Packers D. Hold? No? Oh, Gatorade, thanks for the subscription, man. Officially part of the Rob Mob. We've got some emojis in there you can use and everything. Appreciate the sub. Let's see. Time Zone used to be a Blues fan, and then they got rid of all their players, but who trades Tarasenko? Yeah, I mean, but Tarasenko wanted out of there for so long, bro. He was like every time anybody would start like trade rumors or talking about like trade rumors and stuff like that, his name would always come up. Like I feel like he wanted out forever. Gatorade, I'm out of here. I gotta take a nap before the shift. All right, man. Dude, appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for subbing. Hopefully we see you on Sunday for a pregame show or another watch along sometime. Appreciate you dropping through. Time Zone. Where's Marc-Andre at? Last I knew he was in Chicago. Marc-Andre Fleury? I don't know. The Flower? I think he got traded to Minnesota last year, but I don't know if he's got a team this year. No, he's still with Minnesota. Ooh, at least that's what they're saying. Minnesota's a pretty good team, but I don't think he's doing any big things there. You know what I mean? All right, welcome in everybody who is from other places. Appreciate you jumping in. Feel free to jump in, ask fantasy advice. Let me know who you're rooting for on fantasy. If you got any bets in on the game, love to hear those. I'm dying right now with Packers +3. But yeah, man, if you've got any betting or anything like that you want to put on there, let me know. Let me know what your bets are. Panarin, Zibanejad, and Tarasenko dream team, brother. Yeah, but I mean, okay, I guess if they traded your favorite player, but you were a Blues fan, man. Just flipping the script right to the Rangers. I don't know. I never liked rooting for those teams that were like classically good. You know what I mean? I wanted to root for teams that were, I don't want to call them underdogs per se, but just, I don't know, they were like my team, you know? So many years I was a Bills fan and they were just terrible. It made it so sweet when they got Josh Allen and started getting good. They were good before that. They had a couple of years there that they were good with Tyrod Taylor, but yeah, I feel that. Going for the rebuild, man. They got the cup. Going for the rebuild. All right. Total yards, 1. Woof. Come on, Jordan Love. Let's put something together here. Oh, no. Oh, no. You stuck with him after they traded Petrangelo, yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, I feel that way about the Rockies. So I was a baseball fan. I was a Rockies fan. And they not only traded their best player, Nolan Arenado, but they paid the team $50 million to take him. So I feel your pain. I know what it's like. A reminder, if you don't have a way to watch this game is available for free on Twitch at Prime Video. So if you want to open them up on one tab and open another tab up with our chat and hang out and watch football, feel free. Oof. Man, Line's going to open this thing up. Yeah, do you still like Bennington? I've never been a big Bennington fan. He's a little whiny. How I would probably put it. Walks into the end zone. 24-3. Good night. Oh yeah? I was gonna say, did you put money down on it? All these Packers fans are hurting. I feel for them right now. I haven't seen the Lions quite put it together like this yet, but it's pretty right now. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't. That's why I'm not a huge Bennington fan. All right, looks like the game's about to go to commercial. I am going to take a little break with them, so pre-roll ads don't start popping up. But I will be back in just a couple minutes. All right, welcome back, everybody. Subs, if you can see me. Our commercial question of the day is: tell me what your worst job interview was. So be sure to let us know. I've been doing some interviews for my work right now, and a kid showed up today, and his bus had been rear-ended, but he still made it on time. So I was proud of him for that. So tell us your worst stories about interviews. That is our commercial question of the day. Welcome back, all the rest of you. What is good? Your normal man. Thanks. Appreciate you jumping in the chat for the first time. Hope you're watching the game along with us. You can watch it for free on Prime. On Twitch at Prime Video, I should say. But yeah, feel free to give us your commercial question answer. What was your worst job interview? Everybody's got a bad story, right? What's the next game on our NFL slate? Baltimore and Cleveland. Oh, that's a super interesting game. Two teams that you're wondering, like, are they real? Are they not? It's, man. It's a situation where I think they both have, like, one side of the ball that's legit. And Cleveland, I think it's the defense, and surprisingly, Baltimore, I think it's the offense. I don't think their defense is bad. I just don't think it's great like it normally is. I just think people see the Ravens logo and think, oh, yeah, they're so good. I don't necessarily buy that quite yet, but we'll see. But big game in the AFC North, man. Oh, look at these Packer fans. I feel for you. Been in the stadium a lot of years like that. Yeah, this is just execute. Oh, what a hit. Upended. Yeah, if you're Green Bay here, you don't look at the scoreboard. You just got to put a drive together, put some points on the board. Tell your defense, go out there, get a stop, and then just, go from there. Third and 7, got to pick this up. You really do. Oof. That throw is late, and definitely, I don't know if he's got the arm to throw it outside late like that. There's a very select number of quarterbacks who can make that throw not right in time on rhythm. Josh Allen, who we were talking about, it's one of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that Ravens Browns game I think is going to tell us a lot. I don't know what Deshaun Watson is now. I know everybody's praying for his downfall. It's fine with me. I don't got any problems with that. But in terms of, like, is he an effective quarterback anymore? I think that's still a fair question to ask. But he had a good week last week, so we'll see. We'll see. This thing's getting out of hand quick. I was hoping the middle of this game. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. Oof, minus 3,000 on the money line right now. You don't get blowouts like this in the NFL all that often. But here we are. All right, I'll do a little reset here. My name's Rob Trujillo. I do sports talk radio here in Denver. I am a fill-in on Altitude Sports Radio. Hoping to get a full-time show here soon, but I do the Broncos post-game show full-time. So, yeah, you can always tune in and hang out for the Broncos post-game show with me. Do all kinds of stuff on here. I play video games, talk sports, talk betting, even do some other podcasts and stuff like that from time to time. So if you see something that we're doing, feel free to hop in, say what's up. Always love having new people in and chatting about what your bets are or what video games you like or anything, really. I'm down to talk about whatever. A reminder, if you don't have a way to watch this game, you can always send me a DM and ask me where I'm watching the game because I hate how the paying for stuff works now. It's so brutal. But you can always send me a DM, ask me how I'm watching the game, and I'll let you know. I generally have a couple different sites I use. I don't get any money or anything from them. Just trying to help you out. So if you don't know where to watch the game, you can always ask. But this game in particular, I feel like a lot of people don't know this, so I've been trying to say it, is available for free on Twitch. You can watch this game at Pride and Video, so open up one window with them with the game on and another window with me and hang out and talk football and let me know. Let me know who your fantasy players are, what your bets are, who you're rooting for, whatever. Just like talking about ball, so that's the spiel. And our commercial question of the day is, tell me about your worst job interview. I'm doing job interviews right now, and doing them for. I'm the interviewer, and one of the kids that came today, his bus that he was taking to the interview got rear-ended on the way, and he still made it on time. I was proud of him. But yeah, everybody's got a nightmare interview story. So tell me what yours are. What's up, Milkman? Welcome back. Yeah, this one could get out of hand real quick. It's already a little bit out of hand, I guess I should say. But it looks like the Packers are ill prepared to play this game a couple days after a big win, which happens, Those Thursday night games, man, you just never know what you're going to get. I normally like the home teams in Thursday night games, just because I think not having to travel is a huge advantage. But aside from that first drive, that first pick, which wasn't great, man, the Lions have looked dominant. Oh, somebody put a call in. Somebody from New York put a call into the ref crew. Hey, guys, can we not let this get out of hand? Thanks. Lions King of the North. Yeah, I mean, it's what everybody was expecting to start the year. I mean, the Vikings won 13 games last year, but I just never believed in them. And I think this Packer team is better than people think, but they are taking it on the chin right now. What you up to, Milkman? Everything good? Any bets on the game? Anything like that? Get him. There you go. All right, so that'll bring up 3rd and 18, and you got to be looking to make a play here if you're Green Bay. All right, next game on the NFL slate, Bengals Titans. Man, if the Bengals don't beat them by 20 points, I just don't even know. I just can't stand Tennessee. I always feel like they're such frauds. But Vrabel always has them in it. It's just crazy. Back them up. Yeah, Milkman. I talked a little bit about it before, but the Bills Dolphins game is game of the week, no doubt. Super exciting. Should be a lot of fun. Have really didn't like the game that Sean McDermott called, the defensive game that Sean McDermott called versus the Jets, even though they were pretty successful. He's been much more aggressive the next couple weeks, and it's been just beautiful. Oh, nice hit. Who's that? Walker. Nice hit. You think you like the Dolphins in that game, Milkman? Tell me why. Tell me why you like the Dolphins in that game. Listen, here's what I'll say about it. I think I think the Bills have a good enough defense to hang with that offense. But the speed is the speed. Like, it just, there's only so much you can do about it. Oh, what are you doing? Just fall on it. Fall on it. Oh, man. What? That was ugly. He's got it. Get off him. He's got it. The speed is the speed. And, like, it's world class, and there's just nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? But I also think, that Dolphins defense gave up 3 touchdowns to the Broncos. Now 2 of them got overturned on penalties and turned into field goals instead of touchdowns. But Josh Allen in that offense is going to have to show up, right? Like, you're going to have to score. You're going to have to score along with those Dolphins. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a really, really interesting game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I feel like Josh is going to choke and give them 40-20 game. And I got the Dolphins because of the defense they put up on Broncos. Oh, wow. He just threw that ball with his left hand. Yikes. What makes you think Josh Allen's going to choke? Listen, one thing I will say about Josh is sometimes he gets too hyped up. But those are in situations when he hasn't been in situations before. Like, his first playoff game, his first big game against the Patriots. He struggles when he's doing something new for the first time. He's a dog, man. He loves being competitive like that. So we'll see. Nice. See, that's the throw that you need to make. That's the throw that was late on the other side. Guy was draped all over him. That ball has to be out of your hands on time if you're anybody but like Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, or Josh Allen. You can't afford to throw that ball late. Okay, so on the slate, we were talking Titans, Bengals. Yeah, man, Bengals got to get right, and if you can get back to 2-2, that they're a very scary team. Those all white uniforms are beautiful, by the way. All whites with the white helmet. I will give you this. It's a home game, so y'all might win, but the coverage they've been showing, I say the rush, they rush 3 and just cover the pass. Listen, it's been simulated pressures, but the Bills are getting home with 4 people rushing the passer more than any team in the NFL by like a long, wide margin. So they can do that. They can rush 4 and drop 7 and still try to make Tua not trust what he's seeing and get there. And by the way, they're doing that without Von Miller back yet. So, damn. Nice play by Powell. Damn. Yeah, 85 is supposed to blow him up on that play. And he's staring at his shoe bottoms. Milkman, I know you're just a troll and a hater, but you really think you're going to bet the Dolphins this week? You going to put your money where your mouth is? Come on. What are you doing, love? I mean, you just pushed him right into the quarterback. What are you doing? What are you doing, boy? But yeah, I think the Titans, one of these years, they're just gonna be awful. It's been coming for years. That year they started, they won like 7 games in a row. I was like, these guys are trash. How is this even happening? Yeah, I mean, that's with a 70-point game against the Broncos on there. So, yes, they lead the league in passing, rushing, and total yards. And are 3-0. That is all factually correct. Yes. Oh, who do they play so far? Broncos, Patriots, and who was week 1 for them? Oh, Chargers. Chargers are a decent team, but decent. 0-2 to start the year, 1-2 now. So they played 2 1-2 teams and an 0-3 team. I don't know. I just don't think we really know who any of the NFL teams are yet. If you remember, this is exactly how the Dolphins started last season too. Biggest question is always, can Tua stay healthy? So if he can, then yeah, they'll be forced to be reckoned with for sure. I just don't think. I think the Broncos really embarrassed themselves last week. I don't think the Dolphins are that much better than the Bills that they just are absolutely going to skunk them. But they could absolutely win. You know. All right, our commercial question of the day is: tell me about your bad job interview. Had a kid come in for an interview today, and his bus on the way in got rear-ended. Had to wait for another bus to show up. Still made it on time though, so I was proud of him. But everybody's got a nightmare story from doing a job interview, no doubt. Yeah, Milkman, they've got a really good defense right now, and they're able to get home with 4. And Sean McDermott has he got the job because he was the Panthers defensive coordinator that went to that Super Bowl. He knows how to call defenses, so their defense has looked really, really good. So we'll see. You know, I also think Mike McDaniel is a wizard, dude. He's so smart. So it's gonna be a fun game. They gave the Bills everything they could handle last year in the playoffs, and that was with Skylar Thompson at quarterback. So, I'm not saying they can't win. They absolutely can. It's a good football team. All right, what's next on our NFL slate here? Rams and Colts. That might be my blog game of the day. I don't know. I mean, is Anthony Richardson going to play? Probably, right? Normally you come back after a week in concussion protocol. So he'll be fun to watch. One of them is going to get a second win and will be 2-2, right? Right. Yeah, one of them will be 2-2, and I don't know that it'll be entirely deserved. But hey, man, you play who you play. Yeah, man. I mean, Tyreek's a problem, no doubt. But you got to find a way. You got to decide how you're going to deal with the speed. Are you going to put your fastest guy on him, or are you just going to bracket him all day and have him in double coverage and take your chances with Jalen Waddle, who's coming back from concussion protocol, right? Who's also an absolute burner. Um, but you mentioned the spread. I haven't even looked at the spread of that game yet. See, Bills minus 2.5, and it's juiced, so they don't want to. So people are betting on the Bills. But what about the run? Can the Bills hold up? Yes, they can. Yeah, dude, that has been a top 5 defense every year for like the past 5 years. Now, we can talk about what metric you want to look at for that, but last year was the first time in a long time that their defense had any struggles at all, and they were real beat up last year. They're healthy now. Well, almost healthy. Vaughn is ready to come back. Can't till after this game. But they're doing this all without Von Miller. But listen, I mean, that Dolphins offense is fantastic. They will score. They will put up points. I just think if you want to, with Raheem Mostert and Devin Achane, if you want to feed them the rock and run the ball, that's a win for me. Run the ball as much as you want, because that means you're not throwing it to Tyreek Hill and you're not throwing it to Jalen Waddle. So that's fine with me. All right, if you want any chance of winning this game in your Green Bay, you got to stop them here, get the ball back, put together a drive, and put a touchdown on the board. You got to catch that ball, Sam. Yeah, you got to keep him bottled up, man. He's got world class speed. He's faster than every defender. Yeah, man, this thing's gonna turn into an ass kicking. And if you're the Lions, you can just take your sweet, sweet time. Okay, what part of the schedule were we on? Oh, Rams and Colts. Yeah, man, I don't think either of those teams are gonna really deserve to be 2-2, and one of them will be at the end of that. Yeah, their corners are good and gonna get better when Ramsey gets back. But what makes Josh Allen so dangerous is his ability to move around, and it's hard for the best corner on the planet to cover for 4 or 5 seconds. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. The other thing is their defense. You better be ready to cover two tight ends because they got Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, and both those guys can run routes, catch the ball. So even if you want to take away all the Bills' wide receivers, better make sure you got a plan to handle those two tight ends. And the Bills have been running the ball better too. James Cook is a dude for sure. All right, what's up, everybody? YouTube or Twitch, if you're watching, I appreciate it. My name is Rob Trujillo. I do sports talk radio here in Denver. I fill in on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5, and I do the Broncos post-game show. Yes, I had to do a Broncos post-game show after that Dolphins massacre. Um, but you can check me out there. Love doing the watch-alongs. We do a Sunday morning betting show, me and my guy Sterls. We go through and we bet every game. I actually bet every game. I'm not just telling you stuff. I'm literally putting in my own bets. So my money is where my mouth is. Won 11, 3-1 last week. So feel free to join us on Sunday for that. 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Pacific. Drop in, say what's up. If you got fantasy questions, anything like that, happy to answer them for you. As well as, of course, betting questions. We'll bet on all the games. And yeah, like, subscribe, follow, depending on where you are. Feel free to head over to my social media and like or follow there too. But always appreciate the new followers and subscribers here. Stephon Diggs is up towards the top of the league. I think he's top 10 in wide receiver receiving yards. But yeah, man, I mean the hallmark of that offense has always been that Josh Allen spreads the ball around. He set an NFL record for throwing a touchdown to the most people in the most different people a couple years back. So I think maybe he tied it. Maybe he didn't set it, but he threw touchdowns to like 14 different players or something ridiculous like that. Oh man, turning into a butt whooping. All right, what's our next game on the NFL schedule? Bucks Saints. I think the Saints without Derek Carr are even sadder than the Saints with Derek Carr. But the Bucks had a uninspired, to say the least, performance on Monday Night Football. So, hey man, this is the kind of game that'll decide that NFC South. It's gonna be an interesting division because somebody has to win it. So, and the thing is, I like Baker Mayfield. Like I feel like he's better than that, but he was just awful on Monday night. Matt LaFleur, let's find out what kind of coach you are, dog. Better go into the half and put something together. Every offensive lineman has allowed at least one pressure. That's brutal. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, if you don't think Diggs is a good wide receiver, I don't know. I mean, we don't need to spend a whole lot of time talking about football, do we? Because he's one of the best in the league, year in and year out. I know he's only got one TD so far. It's only been 3 games. He can score 10 or 15 easy. Uh, Only having one right now. But yeah, I mean you better figure out how you're going to match up against two tight ends, and if you're matching up against two tight ends with uh, guys who can cover the pass, then the Bills are going to run the ball on you, and they've been really successful doing that. If you're matching up against the two tight ends with guys who are going to stop the run, then Josh will throw it on you all day. So that is the conundrum that they want to present to defenses, and they've done a pretty good job of it so far. So, listen, I get it. I mean, the Dolphins had everything clicking on Sunday. They look great, and they're a good team. So I'm not blaming you if you want to pick the Dolphins. Go for it. Toy Story Fun Day Football. I do think it's cool when they do those real time kind of things. 27-3. Brutal, we got a dud right now. Kneel? You gonna kneel? You gonna just eat it? Sure are. Weak. Weak. Oh, no, you're going to run a play. Okay, good. Yeah, I can see if you can go get a field goal. Something good to feel about. Can't take a sack. He's going to get a flag for that, right? Bucks Saints. Yeah, if it's Jameis Winston, I feel like the Bucks are going to win that game by a healthy margin. But the Saints defense is good. So we'll see. Do they call the intentional grounding? No? All right, what's next? Commanders, Eagles. Oh my God, that's going to be a bloodbath. I think the Commanders aren't not feeling too good about themselves, and I think the Eagles marched up and down the field on the Bucks, and that score was way closer than the game was. Oh, you got a shot now. You still can attack the middle of the field. You got your timeout. Seven seconds, and you need 11 yards for a real shot at it. So if you throw something in the middle of the field, you can get it done. Just got to you get down right away. Don't no extra yards. Don't forget, we do me and my boy Sterls been doing a betting show Sunday mornings, 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain. Go down every game, and I'm not just sitting here preaching to you. I go through and I bet every game that I'm literally betting as we do the show. So if you want to come hear what I think about the NFL games, you can do it there. Went 11-3-1 last week. Don't expect that every week. But it was a good week last week. That's a flag, right? Yeah, absolutely. So that's 10 yards. That's 10 more yards there. You're close enough to try a field goal with 3 seconds left. Yeah. It's a 10-yard. Oh, and you didn't even need to. Didn't even need to. Leaving the offense out there. I mean, I guess if you know your guy doesn't have the leg for it, but Yeah, brutal. Half's going to end the way that it should, with domination from the Detroit Lions. Yeah. Yeah, that was butt kicking right there for sure. All right, real quick, I'll do my little rundown for you before we take a break for halftime. My name's Rob Trigilio. I do sports talk radio here in Denver. I'm filling guy right now, but hoping to get a full time show soon. Do the Broncos post game show, so you can always check me out doing that. We do watch alongs on the channel. I play some video games, podcasts from time to time, and we do that Sunday NFL betting show I was talking about, where we go through, pick every game of the weekend, and I bet it right on camera, right in front of you. Went 11, 3 and 1 last week. So if you want to come in, even if it's not betting advice, if you want fantasy advice, something like that, if you just want an NFL pregame show, come hang out with us Sunday mornings and talk a little NFL football. Likes, subscribes, follows, all appreciated. Also, if you want to go over to my social media, give me follows there. That's awesome. But subscribes, do the most, so we appreciate those whenever we can get them. Let's see, Milkman. All right, what you got here, boy? Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Kupp, Debo Samuel, Jalen Waddle, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf. Is this your personal list of top 10 wide receivers? Because, I know you're a troll boy, and I know you got a little bit of bias. But yeah, listen, man, that is probably the most talent-rich position in the league is wide receiver. But Stephon Diggs is 100% a top 10 wide receiver. I think he's better than a lot of those guys. So, but to each his own. To each his own. All right, we're gonna take a little break for halftime. I'll be back before the second half starts for sure. But go to the bathroom, get yourself some food, get yourself a drink, and we will be back to talk a little bit more football after this, all right? So thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Hi, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Caustic, what's up, man? Hope you're having a nice chill night. Yeah, this game is turned into a butt kicking. Turned into an absolute butt kicking, especially for somebody who had Packers +3, which is why we've got the burning money emoji in the chat. Why even try? See, and I wanted to middle it too, and I thought to myself, right when the Packers took that 3-0 lead, thought to myself, here's your shot to middle it. Bet on the Lions money line right now. Right meow. Didn't do it. Big mistake. Been spending some time talking with Milkman. He's convinced that Stephon Diggs is in the top 10 wide receiver. He also wants me to know that the Dolphins are going to beat the Bills. We might. They might. They might. That might happen. They're a good football team. And just running down the NHL or NFL slate, talking about what's going on. I could go for a Reese's cup. Our commercial question of the day is: tell me about a bad job interview that you went on. Definitely is brutal. Everybody has a couple of them. You know what I mean? So mine was had bubble guts before an interview once, and had to make the call like, do you have time to go to the bathroom and handle this prior to the interview? Because if you don't get to decide when that interview ends. They do. So dangerous, you know what I mean? Dangerous stuff. All right, let's keep going down our NFL slate here. Commanders and Eagles was the last one we talked about. Could be the bloodbath of the day. Vikings at Panthers. I wonder if that's an Andy Dalton start. I think it was his ankle Bryce Young was dealing with. Vikings got to win that, don't they? Vikings going to start 0-4. I just don't think there's any way. If they start 0-4, they probably look to trade Kirk Cousins, but it's so hard to trade a quarterback in the middle of the year. Lions fans don't know what to do with themselves right now. All right, baby, let's kick this off. Let's go. Man, and this has been the story of the night for the Packers. Every time they do something good, they just. Yeah. Yeah, I was listening to the the halftime comments, and that's it, man. You got to be able to look the guy in the locker room in the eye and say, I, I was doing my best out there. Can't quit. Cannot quit. All right. Next game on the NFL slate: Steelers and Texans. Man, I got to tell you, C.J. Stroud has been impressive so far. Um, I got to go back and rewatch some more of his stuff, but everybody is raving about him. He clearly is putting it together at least a little bit, and those are the kinds of flashes that you want to see out of a young kid like that. So him, D'Amico Ryans, they got some fun weapons down there. Nico Collins and Singletary's down there. My ex Bill. Um, so you know those Houston Texans, man, they possibly frisky Houston Texans, right? The kind of team that can jump up and get you just because their quarterback might have a great game here or there. Um, I don't even. Who are they playing? The Steelers. Oof, that's interesting. Uh, can the Steelers offense stop sucking for 15 minutes? Right? Like, can you get a good quarter out of the Steelers offense and win that game versus the Texans? Um, yeah, man. I mean, listen, I think the Houston, I call them frisky. Like, they are a possibly fun team. I don't think they're great, but, um, you know, if CJ Stroud is that dude, then he's that dude. Though, to be fair, we all thought Justin Fields was that dude. Well, not all of us, but that Steelers offense has to get it figured out, man. They looked okay at the end of last year, and I don't know, like Steelers just don't fire people, but it might be time to just can Matt Canada. But they won't. I mean, he'll get the year. Oh, what a hit! Was that legal? Did he hit him in the head? Saying that was a legal hit? Oh, interesting. Okay. So clean hit though. I mean, that was a good hit. See, and like the ball's gone. What are you doing, 97? Yeah, but you still, it's the ball is gone. I don't care if it was shoulder pad or not. Like, just don't put yourself in that situation. Not a great throw. Not a great throw. All right, Raiders and Chargers is the first of the 2 o'clock games. That's a 2:05. Chargers are going to win that by 50, aren't they? Like, you got your win, you feel good about yourself, and now they tear apart a just awful Las Vegas team. I really, they beat the Broncos early in the year. That might be like the one win they get because I just don't know. That team looks so bad. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, out of bounds. Yeah, that's what it looks like they're calling. Feels like somebody placed a call to the refs down at Lambeau there and said, "Hey, this is national TV. Let's not let this get too far out of hand." Yeah, that's one of those head-to-head hits that, like, I think you gotta start penalizing runners for doing that. Because Jones put his head down too. You know what I mean? And that's what caused it to be head to head. Now it's hard to get hit like that and not protect yourself, which is your immediate reaction is to turtle, you know. Um, but I think you got to start penalizing running backs for that. I think that's the next thing we're gonna see. But yeah, Vegas and L.A. How weird is that to say? I've never even said that before. But yeah, Vegas and LA. I'm sure I said it at some point. I've watched a lot of football, but 10 years ago, right? Um, you got to just think that they're going to start to get it figured out if they're the Chargers. Like, yes, the Chargers Charger, but they also win 8 or 9 games a year. They got to start winning some games, right? So 2nd and 10 now, and you really got to make this drive count if you're the Packers, right? Like, this has to be 6. Not that you are going to feel like you're back in it if it's 6, but if it's 6 and you get a stop, maybe you feel like you're back in the game. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Second and 20, man. Oh, so they're going to take 3rd and 10 instead? I guess you kick the field goal here to make it 21, but I also hate that. Nope, they're going for it. Yeah, I think you have to. Oh, there you go. 2 yard line. All right, you're in business now. Punch it in for 6. Yeah, is that a cover 1? Was that man? Hate that call. Your offensive line has been getting smoked all night long. Let's run right into the teeth of the defense. See what kind of men we are. feel like there's been a lot of injuries tonight. All right, well, my name's Rob Trujillo. I do sports talk radio here in Denver, so feel free to hang out and give me a listen. If you follow me, I normally mention when I'm on, so you can do that there. I do a sports talk betting show with my guy Sturls right on this channel, Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 o'clock Eastern. Went 11-3 last week, so you want to come, you can ask us your betting questions, all that good stuff. Whatever fantasy you got, questions about the day, whatever. Also, head over to social media. You can give me a follow over there. And that's how you can know when I'm on air. And I do all kinds of stuff on this stream, play video games, do podcasts, do betting shows, do watch-alongs, all that. So feel free to give me a like, subscribe, follow, either here or wherever you're watching. Appreciate that. We'll take a quick little ad break, keep the pre-roll off. We'll be back in a minute. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Just looking at the lines for this game, seeing if I could get, Packers plus like 10 points or something like that, and I couldn't find it. Packers plus 15.5 is the best I can do, and that's only plus 125. So not quite worth it to bet. Wanted to see if I could get big odds on something, but we'll see. There you go. You got him. Oh. It was close, Christian. All right, so you're going for 2 for all of them? Yeah, you're gonna need 3 touchdowns and 3 2-points. Well, you're live, if you're a Packers fan at least. 27-11. Gotta feel good about that. Do you try to steal a possession here and go for an onside kick? I think that's maybe a little too aggressive for me. Want to give my defense actually a chance to get a stop here. All right, what's next on our slate of games here? New England Patriots at Dallas Cowboys. I think Cowboys are going to come back with a vengeance this week after what happened last week. I think Mike McCarthy is going to light a fire under their butts, and I think they are going to win that game by a whole lot of points because I do not think the Patriots are as good as everybody thinks the Patriots are. I do not think the Patriots' offensive line is that good. I think the defensive line of the Cowboys is going to give them some trouble. I think if the Cowboys' offensive line is good, that they will run all over the Patriots' defensive line. I think that thing could get ugly. Be interested. Let's see what the spread is on that game because I feel like it should be big. Do you know? Let's see. Oh, it's only 6.5. I'd probably lay the 6.5 there if I don't even have to lay a full touchdown. But all right, can you get a stop if you're the Packers defense here? You can't just hand the ball right back to him. It was a real nice drive to start the half, converted on a 4th down. Got to put something together here if you're a Lion, but I'd love to see them get a stop, see if they can make this a thing. Excellent open field tackle. Wow. Excellent open field tackle. I mean, that is teach tape right there. Get off the field now, right? Give that ball right back to your offense. No pressure. He's got all day. Good coverage, though, and another good tackle. Rasul Douglas. Okay, baby, let's go. Man, the lines have moved drastically. Packers plus 825 right now on the money line. That was thousands a little bit ago. So Vegas feeling the momentum as much as I was. The Big Mo. Plus 12.5 is minus 110 right now. I wonder what the biggest number I could get is. Excuse me. Oh. I wonder what the biggest number I can get is. Plus 10.5 is plus 120. See, and I was looking for 10.5 before. Hate that it's plus 120. Yeah, I don't know. Probably nothing I bet on there. I was going to double down on the Packers and see if I can get 10 points or 12 points or something like that, but value's just not there on it. And if I had some loose change, I might consider betting the long shot odds of that they actually win, but reminder, doing the NFL betting show Sunday morning. betting with the boys, NFL pregame. I don't know. I haven't really decided what to name it yet. But Sterls and I go down every game of the day. I actually bet them right in front of you. So I'm not just saying things. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Went 11-3 last week. 11-3-1. So that was a ton of fun. I had a good time with Sterls doing all that. So if you want to come join us, it's not just betting. You can hang out, talk fantasy, ask us questions about anything. And then we'll have the VOD up right afterwards. So we're not going to be on air that whole time leading up to, but if you get in late, you can always watch the VOD afterwards and see whatever games we missed for your timeline. So, yeah, make sure you're with us Sunday morning, 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Pacific. And we'll go down all the betting goodness of the day. I'm not promising 11-3-1, by the way. Do not expect that. All right. Big spot for you if you're the Packers here. I don't even have to say that. I know you know. That's a backwards pass. It's a backwards pass, and you're going to lose 7 yards on it. That's a tough way to start a drive. Oh, 2nd and 21. You go, you score, you get a stop, and you just shoot yourself in the foot like that. And for what I think was a cute play call. Hand got hit when he threw. Now you're in 3rd and 21 and the drive's over. Brutal. Brutal. Yeah, but you're not going for this 4th down. You're way too deep. I mean, I thought at least the play call wasn't a give-up play call, but 4th and 6 at the 35? Nah, it's too tough. You can't go for it. You got to punt it. Blocking the back will push him back, though. What's our next game on the slate? Let's see. We are down to Arizona, San Francisco. Listen, man, it might be time to say that the Arizona Cardinals are just like a decent football team. Not a great football team, but a decent football team, man. They've been hanging with everybody. Beat the Cowboys last week. Should have beat the Giants. Could have beat the Commanders. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But, yeah, maybe it's just time to say that the Cardinals don't suck. At least not as bad as they want to. And I say all that to say that it's going to be a massacre this week, right? Isn't it? Niners are going to just murder them. That Niners team is so good. But I mentioned it earlier. That's what happens when you don't have to play a quarter or pay a quarterback, right? You can afford to pay everybody else top notch. So when you're putting together a team and you got a kid playing at that level, but he's a 7th-round pick, gives you lots of options, man. You can go sign defensive linemen, free agents that were the best in the league last year. You can make Nick Bosa the highest paid defensive end in football. You can trade for one of the biggest running back contracts in football. It's just so much easier to build your team when you don't have a $50 million quarterback contract hanging around your neck. You know what I mean? So they're good, but they should be. There's no excuse for them not to be good. But yeah, that should be a little bit of a bloodbath. Arizona at San Francisco. I wonder what that line is. Let's take a look. Yeah, Arizona's getting 14 points. Which goes back to my rule. I don't bet against 10-point spreads, man. I just don't do it. Sometimes I stay off of it, but most of the time I'll take the points. So many points in the NFL, dude. 2 scores like that, giving up 2 scores in the NFL, 2 full touchdowns. Can't do it. So that one is out. You don't have to watch the betting show for that one. But if you want to see the rest of them, you can tune into the betting show. Just know that any 10-plus point spread, I'm going to take the points. The only one I didn't, I broke my rule for the first time in a long time for that Bears game last week. Just don't tell NFL players that they're 10 points worse than another team. It's a recipe for disaster. Okay, you got them backed up here. Of course, they start with a run. Shocking. It's not like Goff isn't great, but he's not a young guy. Like, you can trust him to throw the football, man. I know he had a pick earlier. Maybe it's me talking out of turn a little bit, but there was more meat on the bone there. You had more yards. Too patient, I think. Big play, 3rd and 2. Can you get off the field? Didn't bring any extra. Yeah, that's tough. Granted, they only had to pick up 2, but oh, nice little motion. That's yeah. Go in, hide him right behind the tight end. Yep. Well, you know the Lions are going to try to pound you. can't just be ending up in 2nd and 5s, though, man. All day. Oh, you can't take that sack yet all day back there. Cannot take that sack. So, if you're the Packers, you play coverage or you come after them again. Right, yeah. So that was a coverage sack for sure. Yeah, I mean, he had all day. So 3rd and 15, I probably play coverage here again. Trying to eat some more clock and punt it away. Well, so now you're, if you were the Packers and you had gotten a touchdown and a 2-point on that last drive, you'd be in a great spot. But got to go down and score. Even if, this is going to sound weird, but even if it's a field goal here, I don't hate that. Because if you put up a field goal here, you're down by 13. Yeah, I don't hate it, but all right, we will take the commercial break with them, or maybe we won't. No, we're good. Look at us. Uh, as always, hop in the chat. Let me know what you bet. Let me know what you're rooting for. Who your fantasy players are. If you like sharp cheddar cheese. Our commercial question of the day. I've been conducting interviews for my job. I'm the interviewer. And this poor kid took the bus to the interview today. And his bus got rear-ended. And had to wait for another bus to show up to pick them all up. So he was worried about being late. And props to the kid. He made it on time. So left early enough, left himself enough time to make it on time, which was impressive. But yeah, so tell me your worst interview story, because we've all had a night like that, right? Or a day, I should say, where you go to a job interview and you're just, whew, man, something bad happens. So what was your worst job interview story? I've got a few. The one I keep bringing up is had some bubble guts. And thought to myself, like, do you have time to fix this before you go in there? Are you going to be able to get in there, get it all out, get cleaned up, and get back looking fly for your interview before you walk in there? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Things like that'll sneak up on you. But, yeah, so let me know your worst job interview stories. That is our commercial question of the day. All right, let's see what's next on our NFL slate here. Sunday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs and New York Jets. This one's going to be more about Taylor than football, I think. I heard that Taylor Swift might be there. I don't know. We'll see. But in terms of a game on the field, I'm not so sure that there should be one. Let's think about this. Decent offensive line for the Chiefs. Really good defensive line for the Jets. Really, really good. Good linebackers. Okay corners. Decent wide receivers for Kansas City, but then just the X factor, right? Patrick Mahomes makes everything different. On the other side of the ball, I mean, the Chiefs are just going to look not to get run on, right? But if you're Salah, if you're the Jets, if you're Hackett, I mean, you know you got to score points to win that game. So maybe you just tell Wilson, like, hey, man, just let it rip. Don't be afraid of nothing. And maybe that's a little freeing to him, you know? Oh, you got him. Get off him. Okay, so now you're what? Down inside the 10. Catch there. Yeah, catch is good. Catch is good, man. All right, so you're inside the 10. You, I mean, you don't take anything except a touchdown here, right? Because I was saying before, I don't hate the idea of a field goal, but that was if you were desperate. I mean, you get down this far, you go for that TD again. And I know the idea is 3 TDs plus 3 2-point conversions, but you could kick the field goal, still plan on getting 2 possessions in the fourth quarter, knowing that you need touchdowns on both of them. But yeah, I mean, if you're down this far, you got to go for a touchdown. What's up, everybody? What's good? My name's Rob Trujillo. I do sports talk radio here in Denver. I'm a big sports fan, so love doing these watch-alongs, talking ball with you. Feel free to hop in the chat. Let me know what your bets are, who you're rooting for, what your fantasy implications are. You got a survivor pick, or any of that kind of stuff. Love to hear your thoughts on all of that. Love just talking ball too. So don't be afraid to do that. If you got questions about stuff, you can see we're talking about all kinds of stuff. Top 10 wide receivers, which Stephon Diggs is definitely a top 10 wide receiver. Don't try me. So if you want to head over to social media, you can give me a follow on any of those and find out when I'm on air here on Sports Talk Radio for Altitude Sports Radio, Nuggets and Avs station. Also, likes, subscribes, follows, they are all appreciated here on Twitch and on YouTube. So if you want to give me a like, subscribe, or follow, I would absolutely love that. Thank you so much to everybody who has already. As far as this channel, I do all kinds of stuff on it. I play video games, do podcasts, do watch-alongs, and then we've got a sports betting show that me and my guy Sturls do Sunday mornings, 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Pacific. And we go through and bet every game of the day. And when I say bet, I mean I have my phone in my hand and I'm actually putting in bets. I'm not just telling you, hey, it's this or hey, it's that. Putting my money where my mouth is. So come hang out with us Sunday morning. If you don't have a pregame show to watch, an NFL pregame show to watch, come hang out with me and Sturls. All right, first and goal on the 9. On the 9. Got to get in. Nope, he was out. Yeah, he was definitely out of bounds. I'm surprised the crowd didn't see that. I mean, it's pretty obvious. No, the second foot is not anywhere close. Yeah. I mean, it was a good catch. But his first foot isn't even in. Oh, he's going to walk into the end zone. All right, so now you're down 10. Yeah, you're down 10. Go for 2. Well, and that's a good way to slow down that defensive line too, who's been teeing off on your offensive line all day long. Um, Little move like that, nice little draw right up the middle. Easy way to slow down that rush. Oh, oh, if you keep that, you got to get in there, buddy. Yeah, what are they cheering about? It's not even close. Oh, wow. That is crazy. Huh. Huh. So they're saying that the quarter clock had expired before they hit that long pass, which is tough, man. That's a tough deal to put up with if you're the Lions fan. All right, so if you're the Lions man, you have come out the second half and just laid an egg. I mean, nothing on offense. Got to put something together. And if you're the Packers, you got to keep getting stops. There's no other way. No, nothing else you can do about it. All right, come on, let's go. Lots of room. All right, where are we at on this slate here? I got to make sure I get this finished. Oh, Kansas City and New York Jets. Yeah, man. I mean, I didn't give him much of a puncher's chance in this game with Aaron Rodgers. Without Aaron Rodgers, though I don't think we're far off from seeing Tim Boyle. And so if Zach Wilson comes out and is not very good, um, that could definitely be a quick hook. Excuse me. He could definitely have a quick hook. But if it's a 10-point spread, I won't bet against it. But that's all I can tell you. Wonder if they'll be sneaking Taylor Swift out in a popcorn machine like they did last week. Play action. But you're just going with and this is what I wanted them to do to start the game. Hit the play action, but just dump it in. Some nice easy throws for Goff, get him settled in. Now you're using it later. Joe Bands, what's up? How you doing, man? Thanks for jumping back in. You got to stiffen here if you're the Packers though. This has got to end here. You can't give up another first down. And it's not going to help that he picked up 8 on first down. Joe, you got any bets on the game? Any fantasy players? Just watching? Let me know. Yeah. Somebody's got to make a play if you're a Packer here. There you go. Good D. Don't forget, we do the NFL pregame show Sunday mornings. Talk about all your bets. Talk about fantasy players, all that kind of stuff. I'll bet the games right here in front of you. Put my money where my mouth is. 111, 3-1 last week. But I am definitely not promising that again. Oh, you had such a nice swim move. You just had to recover. All right, so now they're in field goal range, and that clock is just eating away. It's got to be 3. You cannot give up 7. Because if it's 3, then you're down 13 and you got 2 touchdowns, you win. You know? Second week in a row, though, Green Bay's turned it on in the second half. And so you have to ask yourself, like, what is going wrong in the first half? Did you catch that? Nice catch. Yeah, real nice catch. But I mean, you have this room to give if you're the Packers. You cannot give up 7. What's really killing you right now is the time. Way to follow your blocks, is Montgomery. Second and 7. I think I pound the rock here again. Big, nice swim move. Got in the backfield, blew it up. Real nice play. So 3rd and 9, and this is what I was saying. If you're the Packers, you gotta force them to take 3 here. Big play. And you call a draw. He must. I mean, you saw him audibling, but 4th and 2. I might think about going for it here. If I'm the Lions, I might think about going for it. If you don't get it, it's a huge momentum swing. But if you do, that's pretty demoralizing. 4th and 3. I mean, I like the call. It's uber aggressive. It's a very me call. Oh, yeah, just trying to draw him. Okay. Like I would have liked the call if you went for it, Dan. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, why take a timeout there? Just eat the 5 yards. I never got that. When people are trying to, if you're trying to draw somebody off, if you're not going to go for it afterwards, why take the timeout? Eat the 5 yards, kick the field goal. You're on like the 20. Why would you burn an asset like that? It's bad asset management. That 5 yards is not worth the timeout. All right, well, you're still live if you're the Packers, right? I mean, it's 2 touchdowns now, not a touchdown and a field goal, but you can get 2 possessions in here. You can even get 3 in, if we're being completely honest. But that would take some pretty stout defense. Nailed it. All right, so yeah, so you're down 13. I mean, put together a drive here, right? All right, we're going to run ads along with them, or at least I thought we were going to. That's interesting. Why can't I run ads right now? I wanted to make sure that people joining us for the end of the game don't hit pre-roll, but looks like I'm going to just have to deal with it. It's very strange. Okay. Don't forget, doing the Sunday NFL pregame show. Also going to play some video games maybe tonight. Definitely tomorrow, though. Tomorrow's going to be a big video game day. In fact, I might stream all day and trying to decide what I'll play. I've been getting back into Ascension a little bit, which is a WoW variant. Haven't played a lot. I spent all that money on Starfield and have not played a lot of it. And Baldur's Gate 2, I'm only so far into that, so I gotta push one of those. We'll see which one. But that'll be a big part of my day tomorrow, I think. So come hang out if you want to do a little video game action. All about that life. Let's see. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow. Had a couple followers today, couple subscribers. Appreciate that. Always fun to be able to hang out with you guys, talk football. So appreciate the subscribers, appreciate the followers. Feel free to drop one. Just got my alerts done. Well, some of my alerts done. So. Huh. So they called him for jumping over the center. Wow. Oh, that's brutal if you are a Packers fan. Yeah, and now they got what, 7 yards to the end zone, down to 3 yards to the end zone. Wow. And I knew that rule existed, but that's just a brutal call. Well, listen, the way you can look at it as the Packers is if you get a turnover here, take 3 points off the board, you know? So go make a play. Nice. In the backfield. There you go. 3rd and 7, 3rd and goal from the 7. They just seem so deflated right now. But if you can hold them again, it's going to give you a little lift here. Nice job. Take up 2 blockers, get into the backfield. Really nice job by that DT. Do not let him score. So now if you're Dan Campbell, do you think about going for this? 4th and goal at the 1, or do you take that 3 points that you took before? You can keep the 3 points off the board, man. That's a win if you're the Packers. So, oh, this has tush push written all over it. Oh, he got in. Whew. I mean, hey, listen, if you're the brand new Lions, that's how you tell people. You know what I mean? Dang. Ben, what's up, man? Appreciate you jumping in. Just watched David Montgomery power in for a touchdown here. Any fantasy implication bets on the game? Let me know what you got going. Yeah, man, that was a run. Like that was a whole man run right there, for sure. You got Packers coming back right now. I got Packers +3, so I wouldn't hate that. Um, Trading that touchdown for that field goal is tough. You had them stopped. Still 2-score game at that point. So that's a tough trade for you if you were thinking about a Packer comeback. All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Rob Trujillo. I do sports talk radio here in Denver. I do all kinds of stuff on the stream, including playing video games and watch-alongs. I also do an NFL pregame show on Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Eastern. We go through every game of the day. I actually bet them right in front of you. So I put my money where my mouth is. This last week I went 11-3-1. I am not promising you 11-3-1. But if you want to come hang out with me and my guy Sterls, you can bring fantasy questions, betting questions, whatever. But we had a lot of fun last week doing that. You can follow me on social medias here at Rob T Radio. That's where you can know if I'm doing a stream, watch along, whatever, or if I'm doing some sports talk radio, you know. So feel free to give me a follow there. And then on Twitch or YouTube, depending on where you're watching, like, subscribe, follow. Just got some alerts done, got some emojis done. We're rocking and rolling. So make sure you like, subscribe, or follow, and give us a little bit of love there too, you know. Our commercial question of the day is tell me about your bad experience on a job interview. I'm the interviewer for a job at my work, and a kid took the bus to come see us today, and the bus got rear-ended, so they had to wait for another bus to come pick him up, and he still made it on time. So I told him I was proud of him. That's a good deal. So I want to know, you know, of course, it's kind of that Murphy's Law. It'll go wrong when you don't want it to, kind of thing. So tell me about Your worst job interview. All right. If you're the Packers, you got to go down, and you can even take the field goal here because you're going to need a field goal at some point. But you got to do it quick. Man, LaFleur there talking to Walker who took that penalty, and he runs hot, dude. He got kicked out of the was that the Lions game last year? Um, so would love to know what was being said there, but Vikings at 0-3, man, that's crazy. That is crazy. They play the Panthers this week, which is a good time to get your first win, but if you lose that game to the Panthers, woof. That could be real bad. Okay, everything's got to be hurry up. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh. Oh, and you almost threw a pick. That play was ugly all the way around. 5'11", and you're nibbling here at corners. You got to take some shots here. 19 of 30 for 185 yards, TD and an INT. Aaron Jones, 5 rushes, 18 yards. It's not what you want to see. Yeah, you're taking nibbles here, man. You got to take a shot. You need 3 scores. Run the ball to pick up the first, but I mean, come on now. There you go. Take a shot. Caught. Shut up. He was not in bounds. No way he was in bounds. Yeah, go, 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 go. Don't kill. Oh, his knee. Well, but is it? Yeah, his knee's down in bounds. That's a catch. You're good. You don't even have to hurry. He won't be healthy for the long haul. It's tough. All right, I'll take the break with him. Be back in a couple minutes here. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Our commercial question of the day. Let me know when you had a bad job interview. I want to know. Tell me what happened. Tell me what went wrong. I'm doing job interviews for my job, and poor kid was in a bus that got rear-ended. Still made it on time though, even though they had to wait for another bus. So, my name's Rob Trigilio. Make sure you give me a like, subscribe, follow, and let's watch the end of this game. Oh, and the end of the game is right now because Jordan Love just threw a pick. And that'll big fatty do it. Yeah, putting a bow on it is right. What were you seeing, Jordan? Oh, corner finishes the route for him. That's tough. That's a tough one to give up. Oof. David Montgomery is running like a man today. I mean, he is just running people over. Well, that'll be the end of my money. That's for damn sure. All right. Well, since this one's over for the most part, I think I'm going to wrap the stream. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Wish we had a little bit better of a game, but that's how it goes sometimes, you know. Um, don't forget, I will be video game streaming most likely tomorrow. I'll do some college football watch along Saturday, and then Sunday we've got our NFL pregame show. So make sure you're tuning in for that. That's 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain. Come hang out with us for that. Like I said, I go over every game and I actually bet them right there with you. So it's not like I'm just telling you stuff. Money is going where my mouth is. But appreciate everybody for joining the stream today. And I hope everybody has a fantastic night.